How's it going, guys? My name is Luis, and after months of waiting, we finally have information on the Nintendo Switch Online service coming out in September. Now, while this isn't a full in-depth review because the service isn't out yet and I haven't actually tried it, this is sort of my gaming hot take on what I think the service is, or I guess my initial thoughts on it so far. But if you guys do want a full in-depth review of the service once it's actually out, let me know in the comment section down below. But without further ado, here's my gaming hot take on what we know so far on Nintendo Switch Online. In North America, the service comes in two memberships, a family membership or an individual membership. Individual memberships cost $3.99 a month, $7.99 for 3 months, and $19.99 for a whole year. The family membership only has one tier of $34.99 for a whole year, and it lets you create a family group of Switch accounts that can have Switch Online membership for up to 7 players or people. The service is incredibly cheap when you compare it to the likes of PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live, both of which cost $60 a year, and if you buy the family plan and don't actually share it with the family but share it with your friends instead, that's up to 7 people, bringing the cost down for a whole year about $5 a year per person if you just do it among your friends. Now, the service has been announced to be coming sometime in September this year, and Nintendo has outlined some of the features, some with details and some more vaguely. The first basic feature of the service is of course the online multiplayer, and it's important to note that this includes games already released, so Splatoon 2, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and ARMS, all of which you're used to playing for free right now online. You're going to need to start paying for it in September if you want to at least play it online. If you just want to play single player content or multiplayer locally offline, then it's still free. But if you want to play online multiplayer, it's something you're going to need to start paying for. In addition to having just basic online multiplayer, you're going to have now Nintendo Classics, and you'll be getting 20 NES games with online multiplayer added to them at launch. The library of games will increase over time, hopefully and presumably, offering not just more NES games but also other Nintendo platform games like Super Nintendo and N64. Right now the NES list is solid with some popular titles like Super Mario Bros. 3, Legend of Zelda, Mario Bros. Classic, and Dr. Mario, just to name a few. Every single month those games will rotate out of service, so some games will leave the service, other games will come back, and you have access to those games as long as you have a membership to Nintendo Switch Online. If you cancel your membership, then you can't play those games anymore. That's sort of just how the subscription works. Think of it as Netflix or Xbox Game Pass, but for Nintendo Switch. In addition to the classic game library, which by the way is replacing the virtual console service you've come to know from other platforms, you'll also get access to backup cloud saves. This would let you easily back up your saves to the cloud in case something happens to your Switch or if you get a new console and want to transfer your saves over. Another feature is the Nintendo Switch Online app that lets you voice chat through the convoluted smartphone and Switch combo. Sadly, the app, nor the setup for the app, has been improved since it launched. It's so convoluted and complicated. Honestly, the Nintendo DS had a better headset situation than the Switch has right now. It was just plug and play and it worked, and on the Switch, it's just a mess. Lastly, Nintendo mentions you'll get special offers as a member. Most likely this will end up being discounts on games if you're an online subscriber, something we already see similarly on PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live. That pretty much wraps up the service, or at least the details we know about it so far. And my initial impression of it is that it's not good, but it's not garbage either. It's just okay. The whole having to start paying for online when you didn't have to for a year is going to hit a lot of gamers pretty hard. So many people are currently playing Splatoon 2 and Mario Kart 8 online, and with the paywall coming up this fall, I imagine the online install base is going to drop pretty hard come September. Of course, that should be remedied if Nintendo offers a worthwhile service, and they're like 50% of the way there. The benefit of the service is that it's so cheap. Right now it costs $20 a year, and that's really cheap. That's literally $1.60 per month. When you compare it to the competitors of PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live, that's $60 a year. And sure, it's more expensive, but it's also more intuitive, and you sort of see the fallback there with the Nintendo Switch service being so cheap, but also just very minimal. Having access to an instant library of classic games is awesome, especially with the added online multiplayer, but it's a bit soft at the moment. I feel like as great as Super Mario Bros. 3 and The Legend of Zelda are, they're the bare minimum that Nintendo can do right now. Nintendo has this insane library of classic games that can easily make the service worthwhile. I'm thinking N64 games like Mario Kart 64, Pokemon Stadium, Super Smash Bros. 64, and an online version of the multiplayer of Star Fox 64. That would be amazing and insane. There's just so much potential there that they're not really tapping into yet. It's literally just the bare minimum they can do, and it shows. The voice chat app works, but let's be honest, it sucks. None of us plan to use it, and we'll end up using something like Discord or just a phone call instead. There's better and free alternatives to the Switch Online app in terms of voice chat. Being able to have a second screen experience with the app though, with games like Splatoon 2, even when you're not playing the game, is pretty nifty though. Lastly, there's the online cloud backup service and the discount features for members, and it just seems like pretty straightforward stuff that just makes sense for the service. What I don't necessarily agree with is that cloud saves are the only way that you can back up your games at the moment. I have no problem having to pay for the cloud service, but some sort of local backup to a microSD card for free really should be an option here. Without that free alternative to backing up to a microSD card, you essentially are forced to pay for the backup cloud service if you want to have any sort of insurance on your game saves, and that just kinda sucks. At first glance, I think the Nintendo Switch Online service is just okay. It's super cheap, and with it, you get the bare minimum features needed with an online service. Sure, the potential for the classics library is awesome, but it's just not there yet at the start. The NES game collection at launch makes it a bit easier to swallow the pill that is paying for a paywall that you'll have to play for games you've already been playing for free online. Until Nintendo uses that classic library better though, or offers a better alternative to the voice chat app, I don't really see the Nintendo Switch Online service making anyone too happy right now, but just rather something they have to deal with, but luckily it's not that expensive, I guess? I don't know, those are just my initial thoughts on the Nintendo Switch Online service. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section down below. Do you like it, do you hate it, or do you just not care and are going to deal with it like me? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you have any recommendations for topics you'd like me to tackle in a video just like this, also let me know in the comments down below, or just hit me up on Twitter, link in the description. Thank you all very much for watching, hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.